Jerry, interesting to get Coach Tressel's take from watching film. What do you think his offense has in store for the Badgers this week?
Well, a couple new plays. He's done it every week. In fact, this offense has evolved. It's gone from Terrell Pryor taking the short snap almost every snap to now he's taking the shotgun snap every snap. A week ago, he introduced a couple new plays. One was the read option and one was a loaded option, which I want to go through with you. But first, let's take a look at Wisconsin the last time they defended the spread. That was against Northern Illinois. The reason I'm showing you this play is this is a new play that Ohio State introduced last week against Indiana, where they read the defensive end. Ohio State hadn't done this until they played Indiana. I suspect that we'll see it against Wisconsin. We read the defensive end. If he closes as the arrow indicates, the quarterback keeps the ball. This is a pretty traditional play in this offense, but Ohio State hadn't run it until they played Indiana last Saturday night. Let's watch Terrell Pryor. He's going to read that defensive end who's blinking. If the defensive end closes to tackle the dive back as the arrow indicates, then Terrell Pryor is going to keep the ball. He looks at the defensive end to make a decision. This is basically a triple option, old-fashioned wishbone play that Ohio State had not run. Let's look at another option that Ohio State introduced last week against Indiana. A couple weeks ago when Wisconsin played Northern Illinois, they ran the same option. It's an option that you pitch off of the unblocked secondary player, the guy who's blinking. It's a tight end side option. The importance of this is that this is a way to keep the quarterback in the run game. You lock the box, much like I showed you with Eddie McGee at Illinois, and you pitch off the unblocked secondary player who's blinking. Let's look at Ohio State running this play versus Indiana. Once again, you lock the box. You take your linemen and they block everybody in the box. You take your perimeter people and you block them one-on-one, and you leave one secondary player unblocked. The value of this play, it's a new scheme. The defense doesn't dictate who carries the football. Now the offense is dictating again. 2-on-1 fast break. Terrell Pryor has a choice. If that unblocked player goes to the pitch, Terrell Pryor takes it off. Let me show you the back end. It'll make a lot of sense. Lock the box. We're going to block everybody in that box for Indiana. We're going to bring the ball to an unblocked secondary player. We're going to play 2-on-1 fast break. They use that term in Indiana a lot. And the defense can't win. If the unblocked secondary player takes the quarterback, he pitches it. If he takes the pitch, he keeps it. Here's another matchup that Ohio State is starting to use more and more out of the spread. That's a one-on-one pass matchup. Simplify the pass game for Terrell Pryor. Formation, the defense. You saw them do it against Indiana last week. Again, we've got the boxes defending the run. Terrell Pryor can run the option out of this formation, or if the play is called pass, he's got one-on-one coverage up top. So we've seen the scheme change significantly from the beginning of the year.
So one more time, take me through that evolution and how we've seen this scheme develop.
Okay, here's what the Ohio State offense looks like, and here's what it'll look like Saturday night against Wisconsin. We're going to be able to read the defensive end. We couldn't do that earlier in the year. That's the guy blinking. The next thing we can do is run an option versus the unblocked secondary player. Lock the box and option off the unblocked secondary player. And then the third part of the option, or the new type of offense, is to look for one-on-one matchups in the secondary for the pass game.
So what are you going to do defensively as Wisconsin, Mace?
I'm going to force them to throw the football. Just like Jerry was talking about, everything that comes out of Columbus, they know they have to run the football better. Why? They really don't have a quarterback there that they want to feature throwing the ball all the time. That's not his abilities. So what I'm going to do is, and Jerry loves this term, I am going to cheat versus the run. You can see Wisconsin last week against Minnesota, and Minnesota, the quarterback, Adam Weber, is starting to check off on a play. He sees something that he likes against Wisconsin, or maybe something he doesn't like in the passing game. So he's going to check to a play that he thinks it'll work. But at the same time, Wisconsin's making their own check. And you know what the result's going to be? They don't stop the run, they stuff the run. And that's what they have to do against Ohio State. It'll be more clear from the end zone. Watch Adam Weber, the quarterback, as he looks over the defense, and now he starts making some type of check. He's changing the play. Well, watch 15. I don't know if he gets excited or he's making his own check. It's like, hey, we got him. We know what they're doing. Let's change our defense, and here comes the ball. Boom! They stuff it. And that's what they have to do it against Ohio State. And then when they force him to throw the ball, what they have to do is confuse Pryor. In this case, they're going to show one coverage and go to something else. It might even be a blitz, Jerry. Watch the two safeties. The strong safety is going to start to cheat down, and the free safety is going to cheat back to the middle of the field, and it's a blitz. And they've got Adam Weber, who's a better passer, or passes a lot more than Pryor, totally confused. Watch it from the end zone. Watch 2 and 21. They hold it, they disguise their coverage until it's too late, and now they start cheating, and on the snap of the ball, the quarterback, this case Weber, on Saturday, it's going to be Pryor, is confused. He doesn't know what to do with it, and he throws an incompletion. Very easily could have been intercepted. That's what they have to do, Rever. They have to force Pryor to try to beat him throwing the football.
So force him to try to beat him throwing it, and then when he is throwing it, confuse him, it sounds like.
Oh, yeah, give him the double whammy. Here, you're going to throw the football. You know, I know you have to throw the football.
Show us that double whammy, would you?
Double whammy, baby. I'm playing coverage, and he thinks he knows, oh, I got it figured out. I've been coached up all week by Coach Tressel. I know what to do with this coverage. Now the clock is ticking. Now they start to cheat back. It's a different coverage. I get a little confused. Now the ball snapped. It's even different. It's a blitz coming. I got to dial up a different defense, and you know what? They can be effective, but that's what they have to do Saturday to beat Ohio State, is stuff the run, force them to pass, and come up with some schemes to confuse them.
So in a huddle, is cheating mentioned or just double whammy mentioned?
Well, it's
It's a lot of technical terms being thrown around here on this set. I hope everyone is able to follow. I mean, this is high-level stuff that we're dealing with here.